Hello everyone, so welcome back to Ligem classes, and once again we are going to solve some MCQs. Now this is the MCQ section. Let me just teach you how you can reach there. All you have to do is just type ligem.com in your browser, okay, ligem.com. And as you can see, we have some free courses here for RRB, SSC and MPPSC. So we go to RRB, and of course we are right now working on the English medium. So let's click on the English medium. Okay, so in the English medium, we have the RRB GK syllabus. We have polity, history, geography, science, and economy. So we are just going to click on history. Then afterwards, we are going to click on modern history. We click here. Okay, now we are interested in socio-religious reforms in India. Okay, I repeat again, we are interested in chapter 14, that is chapter 9, socio-religious reforms in India. It's actually chapter 9. As you can see, this is chapter 8. Unfortunately, we didn't update it. It's actually chapter 9. But don't worry, while you are browsing through it, you will definitely get the correct version of it. Okay, so social religious reforms in India. So when you click here, you will be directed to this part. Group D and NTPC reforms movement in Western India. So let's get started. Let's start solving some MCQs. So let me check how many MCQs are there. I think there are around 18 MCQs, 18 excellent MCQs, and these are really important ones. Okay, so let's get started. So we have the first question. A Parsi social reformer who advocated women's right. Okay, so which was the Parsi social reformer who advocated women's right? Now we have the option A, that is Behramji Malabari. Then we have Junaid Pasha, third option, that is Firoz Tata, and the fourth option, Makbul Vyart. So actually the correct answer is Behramji Malabari. He was a great social reformer who was concerned about the well-being of women. And he established many universities. Actually, he was the one who was responsible for increasing the age of consent. The age of consent back then was anything from 6 years old to 10 years old. Because of him, in 1891, I repeat this again, now this is a very important question. When was the age of consent was passed? It was in 1891. So it was due to the effort of Behramji Malabari, this act was passed, due to which the women, I mean not women, the children was allowed, the female child was allowed to marry only after the age of 12. Okay, so the correct answer is Behramji Malabari. Okay, option A, Behramji Malabari. Then we have the second question. An organization for women's rights founded in 1855. So the correct answer is Seva Sadan. Now this section we are actually talking about Behramji Malabari. So that is why Seva Sadan was also founded by Behramji Malabari. So the correct answer is option D, Seva Sadan. Okay, option D, Seva Sadan. Again, it was founded by Behramji Malabari, again for the emancipation of women or the growth of women. At that time, women were the social status of women was really bad. It's still bad, but it was way worse. Okay, so because of the efforts of people like Behramji Malabari, we actually had the age of consent to be from 6 years old to 12 years old. The idea was that before 12 years old, you can't marry your daughter. So the correct answer is Seva Sadan, whose effort the Age of Consent Act was passed. Now, this is something that I have mentioned earlier. It was due to the effort of people like Behramji Malabari that the age of consent was increased from, I don't know, maybe 4, 5, 6 to 12. Now 12 is also very less, but for during that time 12 was regarded quite good enough. So the correct answer is option C, Behramji Malabari. Okay, when was the Age of Consent Act passed? Now the Age of the Consent Act was passed in 1891. I repeat this again, it was passed in 1891. Now the important thing that you have to remember is the Age of Consent Act, after this act became 12. Okay, age of consent became 12. Before that it was 5, 6, 7. Basically, you have a daughter, you can just marry her at any age. But after the Age of Consent Act, that is 1891, it was changed to 12. So the correct answer is option C, 1891. Who established the widows home? I'm sorry, widows home in Pune. The correct answer is Dr. D.K. Karve. Okay, so Dr. D.K. Karve was another influential figure in the western part, especially in Pune and Bombay regions, where he established many shelter homes. And one of the most important thing was he actually established a university. We will talk about that later. Okay, so the correct answer is Dr. D.K. Karve. Okay, option A, Dr. D.K. Karve. When was the Indian Women's University established in Bombay? Now, I repeat this again. The correct answer is, of course, 1916. But you should know this. This women's university was established by Dr. D.K. Khare, okay, D.K. Kharve, and and it is actually a still functioning university. This university was established during the times when women were not really allowed to study. So he actually went door to door and asked families could they send their daughters so that they could study. It was the bare beginning, okay, it was the bare beginning, but eventually it was a successful mission. So the correct answer is 1960. Okay, so the correct answer is 1960. Okay, then we have the seventh question. Who was the first Indian Vice Chancellor? Now, K.T. Talang was India's first Vice Chancellor. Now, what is the meaning of Vice Chancellor? So, you have this university. Now, the Vice Chancellor is basically the head of that university. Usually, the head of the university is the Chancellor, but the Chancellor for the present time, during the present time, it's always either the Vice President of India or the President of that particular country. So in this case, the university during that time, the vice chancellor, the first Indian vice chancellor was K.T. Talang. Okay, the correct answer is K.T. Talang. Then we have the eighth question, a monthly magazine started by Vishnu Shastri Chiplunkar. Now we have the options such as Nibandhamala, Ashtadhai, Mahasa, and Guruvar. The correct answer is option A, Nibandhamala. Okay, the correct answer is Nibandhamala. So this is actually a very important question because this actually gets asked in questions in papers like UPSC. Okay, so maybe not for RRB, but if you're studying for multiple exams, this is an important question. The correct answer is Nibandhamala. Okay. Then we have the ninth question. When was the Deccan Education Society created? So the Deccan Education Society was created in 1884. The correct answer is 1884. Option C, 1884. Now we have the question 10. When was the Pratna Samaj established? The Pratna Samaj was basically established in 1867. Now it was established in parts of Bombay and as well as Pune. Now the important thing that you have to remember that Pratna Samaj was established by people like M.G. Ranade, even though he doesn't really get the credit, but he was part of this movement. So the correct answer is 1867. Okay, then we have the 11th question. Who started the pledge movement that ended the child marriage? So the pledge movement was started due to the directives or the initiation of the person called as Mahadev Govind Ranade, or known as M.G. Ranade. Now this guy is very important figure in Indian history, modern history. So this is because he devoted his life in I'm sorry, upbringing the uplifting the people of that particular region, especially Gujarat, Maharashtra, and parts of Karnataka. So the correct answer is M.G. Ranade. Okay, the correct answer is option C, M.G. Ranade. Then we have the 12th question. Which of these men established Pune Sarvajanik Sabha? Now this is again an important question. Pune Sarvajanik Sabha definitely will come in any MPPSC, any government exam, because this is an actual working voluntary organization, and it was actually started by a person called as M.G. Ranade or Mahadev Govind Ranade. Option C, Mahadev Govind Ranade, who wrote under the pen name Political Reckless. Now there was a guy called as Narayan Mahadev Paramanand. I'm sorry about the spellings. Mahadev Paramanand. He actually wrote under the pen name that is Political Recluse. Now what is the name? What is the meaning of pen name? Now when you write any novel or when you go to write any newspaper clipping or editorial, sometimes you don't want to show your identity, especially when you are under a colonial rule and especially if you're going to criticize the government. So you actually prefer to write under the political name, the pen name. So the name that Narayan Mahadev Paramanand took was Political Recluse. Okay, option A, Political Recluse. Who founded the Windows Remarriage Association. So this guy called as Vishnu Parshuram Shastri was the one who founded the Widows Remarriage Association. Option A, Vishnu Parshuram Shastri. Okay, so now who wrote Shatapatrin? Now there was a guy called as Gopal Hari Deshmukh who wrote around 100 letters. Okay, 100 letters, and these 100 letters. Just ignore the content, was very important in the context of modern history. Now he actually wrote for this newspaper called as Prabhat. So the correct answer is option D, Gopal Hari Deshmukh. Okay, Gopal Hari Deshmukh. A journal in Gujarati was written by him to promote widow remarriage. So there was a guy called as Karsonath Mulji, okay, option A, Karsonath Mulji, who actually wrote many articles. And because of him, because of people like Karsonath Das Mulji and M.G. Ranade and of course Behramji, we have this, the issue of widows remarriage was taken up by the British administration, and slowly, the dissemination of knowledge that the widows can be also be remarried started being accepted by the society. So the correct answer is Karsonadas Mulji. The man, along with his wife, started a girls' school in Pune. Now this guy is really important for exams like RRB, even UPSC. Jyotibai Phule, because he actually worked for the emancipation of women. Now he went out of his comfort zone. He actually approached the families. He and said that if you can't educate your daughters, if you can't if you can't help your daughters for their education, for their basic human survival, the needs for the basic human survival, you can send them to us, and we will take care of them. And so correct answer is Jyotiba Phule. He and his wife was very instrumental in the stuff like widows remarriage, caste barriers. Jyotiba Phule was a lower caste person, and that is why he initially, in the initial stages, he suffered a lot, and that is why he was one of the forefront workers for the abolishment of the caste system. So the correct answer is Jyotiba Phule. Okay, then we have the last question: who started the Weekly Darpan? Now we have the first option as Nehal Amboy, the second one as Bal Shastri Jambekar, the third one as William Smith, and the fourth one as John Taylor. So the correct answer is Bal Shastri Jambekar. Okay, so this is an important magazine, okay, Darpan, and it was started by Bal Shastri Jambekar. Okay, so we have solved around 18 questions. So let's explore how many of them are correct. Okay, so let me just straight away click on finish. 18 out of 18. All our questions are correct. Awesome.